Alright guys, this is the Miss Pac-Man bootleg board. I sent it to Eugene to be fixed, Eugene Mosh, and I sent it to him to be fixed. He fixed it for me. It is running, guys. So I've cleaned up this wire, or this edge connector, because every one of these pins was populated. Now when I put this cabinet together, I plan on it just being single player. So I don't need to worry about the second player controls or nothing. But my problem is, and why I wanted to start cutting this harness apart, not only was there just so many damn wires, every time you start a game, Miss Pac-Man goes down. Now you can control her left and right and up, but as soon as you let go of the joystick, it automatically returns to down, and it shouldn't. It should only go the way that it went when you commanded it to go, and then it sit in that position till it hits a wall. Correct? So, now that I found the pinout for this, thanks to Eugene, I see that there's two pins soldered together right here. And this first one closest to me is a ground, and the next one is for cocktail table. Well, I'm not going to have it in cocktail table, so does it need to be grounded? I don't think so. And at the same time, I left this green wire here because it's supposed to be player 2 or player 1 down. Now mind you, now you look at this, it is connected to both, which means it's connected to the cocktail table too, and the cocktail table is connected to ground. So it's basically grounding out the down command, activating it. Now the bottom pin on this edge connector is player 1 down. So I'm going to try to reach in here and carefully snip the top off. So the wire is only connected to the bottom one then. And I almost bet that Miss Pac-Man will quit going down. Yeah, better not tell Mr. Pac-Man that. He might get jealous. Bear with me for a minute here. Now I've snipped that lead. Oh shoot. What I'm checking for here is just to make sure that Miss Pac-Man quits going down automatically. So I need a ground wire, and I believe the red wire here to start. Could be coin. Let's try the brown. There we go. Let's see if she goes down. Perfect. Okay. Now the next thing I need to do is get me a little speaker and make sure my sound's working, because that's the only other thing I need to get working. I tested the other directions earlier. Alright guys. This is the control panel part that bolts the control panel to the machine. Control panel bolts to this, and then this bolts to the machine. So I roughly sandblasted the parts that you don't see. Sandblasted the parts that you do see a little better. The glass is so cloudy that, I mean, there's a little bit of pitting, but it just doesn't really feel like anything. I think the hammered paint will cover that decent. Got the NARC machine here. It's missing its top because I'm pretty soon going to well, make a duplicate copy of that. I just haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it yet. So, got another cabinet. My buddy Frankie gave that to me because he's a fucking kick-ass dude. Alright. As you can see in the camera, there's like a lot of paint dust. Paint overspray or whatever, mist floating through the air. See that? Crazy, ain't it? Anyways, I got this painted, hammer paint, and I think I need to go back out to the garage and grab another power supply so I can do a little bit more work on that board. And I'm kind of afraid that it might be burned up because, well, I was doing some testing and I had 5 volts, but the 12 volts is actually fucking 18. So, I hope I didn't burn up the sound part of the board. Gonna try to find out. Man, that is a lot of debris in the air, ain't it? The camera can't even focus. So, bad news, guys. I can't get the sound to work on that game. I got the controls to work great now, but I can't get the sound to work. So, what I'm going to do now is pull this coin door apart, pull everything off this door. I got this steel piece here. I got the hinges, at least out here on the front side that you can see. I'm going to sandblast and paint. I'm going to take care of this door and this upper piece right here. And I'm going to basically sand this down with some 80 grit and rough it up and get the crud off of here. And then I'm going to primer the front door so it's either ready for paint or well, I'll paint the edges black, so then when I put the artwork on, you know, if anything gets trimmed funky, there's black behind it. Alright. Painted the coin door. As you can see, it's somewhat textured. I think it'll texture up a little bit more as it dries. It's just really fucking wet right now. Painted the back side of the hinges and the front side of the control panel piece. I guess I'll show how it's assembled when time comes. Here is the back side of the control panel where it hinges. It's all painted. It's actually dry. You can see a little bit of texturing in there. You can call me lazy or whatever, but the hammered paint looks good. This is the little coin intakes for the Miss Pac-Man I'm working on. Took a Dremel and a little bit of polish. Polished up the aluminum. Not too bad. Got one more to go though. Still a little dirty from the roux on here, but it's much shinier. Can't get down in there too well. Did the best I can. Gets really hot quick when you're putting the wheel down in there. So we'll see what this other one looks like.